All right, I am here with Debbie Bell and Brittany Parker here from the Franklin County Health Department. How are you ladies this morning?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there. I'm good. Yeah, it's been kind of my first time back in the studio for a while.
Been
Yeah,
practicing your social distancing, I
yeah,
see, in the
absolutely. Yeah,
community.
really practicing. I'm taking it to heart. Thank you guys so much for talking to us and providing this update for our residents. Just right off the bat, we just want to know what the latest is from the Franklin County Health Department.
Yeah, so currently in Franklin County, we had three positive cases of COVID-19, and our team is actively monitoring those individuals as we speak. They check in with them daily. They check in with their contacts daily, just to check in, see how they're doing, making sure that they don't need anything, and that's kind of sort of become our new daily routine.
Yeah, and I guess it was what was it sort of a challenge to I guess you got because in this case you got to have to track down the folks that they've come into contact with as well. So I know that kind of can make things a little stressful.
It can be a little stressful to track everybody down. However, I think that Franklin County is doing a great job at following the governor's requests and practicing their social distancing and staying home when they don't need to. Kudos to Franklin County for following what he's saying. And while it is a challenge to chase everybody down, we've heard of some other stories where it's a very long list of folks that they're tracking down whenever somebody's positive, and we've been very fortunate so far that the individuals that we're working with we're practicing what the governor's requesting, what we as public health leaders are requesting, that everybody stay home and social distance if they're not feeling well. So
Yeah, and really, Debbie, that's a good segue. I was going to ask, like, folks know about social distancing, they know about proper ways to sort of wash their hands and things. Debbie, is there anything else that folks can really do to kind of help prevent any sort of spread of COVID or really getting the virus to begin with?
Absolutely. And good morning, Zach. All of us are getting used to these Zoom meetings, and I didn't want to interrupt anyone, but thanks so much for having us and for being willing to work with us so that we can reach out and update our community on a weekly basis. But yeah, let's go to your question. So, what can people be doing to, continue to be a part of this Team Kentucky and, keep everyone safe? You talked about the hand washing, and what I have been saying around our home and with some of our friends, as you're washing your hands like you do normally with some of those times before you eat, after you go to the bathroom, when you come in from being outside, I always say, wash your hands then, and then do it 2 or 3 extra times. It's just being so super aware of, those hygiene practices and the role that they truly do play in preventing some of this spread. We know this virus can live on surfaces, and just being aware of all the places that your hands, actually go. I've had this amazing realization of, and disturbing one at that, at how dirty gas pumps are. You know what I mean? I've always washed my hands after you do that, but now when I go to pick it up, I'm like, ooh. So, just be mindful of those things. The social distancing, while it is something that is probably foreign, to most people,
especially Kentuckians, where we just want to hug everybody and
absolutely, it's difficult, and it's a major learning curve that we have had to adapt to very quickly. But the importance, as Brittany said, it is paying off, in our community as we're, embracing this contact tracing and understand that people have really been, heeding these warnings and buying into it. And that's what it's going to take for us to be successful in this.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's nice to see that leaders and folks in general are really seem to be taking it seriously, and really flattening the curve has been a pretty common phrase amongst a lot of people. So I guess speaking of that, so COVID will really bring about some seismic changes. or it really has been. How do you see it changing public health going forward?
I think moving forward, we hope that people understand what we do now as public health officials. I think sometimes nobody likes to see us show up on their doorstep, whether it's a health inspector or we're investigating a disease or whatever. But a lot of times we're under the radar protecting the public's health. And so a lot of folks don't understand exactly what we do at the health department or what we do as public health officials. So hopefully shedding some light on what we do on a daily basis that just might not be as large scale as this pandemic. But, this is a typical day for our public health officials, disease contact investigations and, our restaurant and enforcing our restaurant and retail food establishments and things of that nature. That's part of our normal daily routine. So,
I think something that we could add to that too, Brittany, is just people understanding, who all makes up our public health system. We have a community partnership that is extremely active here in Frankfort and Franklin County. It's our MAP group, Mobilizing for Action Through Planning and Partnership. And we are, constantly just trying to get that word out there that public health is so much more than, our hospitals, our health departments, our first responders. Everybody has a role in securing our community's public health.
Mm-hmm.
And
piggybacking off of Debbie there, our community partnerships, we've been building these partnerships for years, and it's amazing the partnerships that are coming out through this pandemic. And I couldn't imagine having to build those partnerships while we're going through it. And thankfully, we already have those partnerships. We already have those relationships. We're all on first name basis with everybody. So it's really helped within Franklin County to already have those partnerships already built as we're facing this pandemic.
Well, you mentioned getting the word out. You guys do the COVID updates every Monday, right? Monday afternoons. We have that here on Cable 10 and on the city's Facebook page. I think that's been a really good resource for you guys and really good opportunity to get the word out to folks.
Absolutely. We are so appreciative that we have our mayor, our county judge executive, our health department director, emergency management. And again, some of these people that are behind the scenes, our wonderful media group that we have this partnership with, so that we are able to keep our community up to date. And I think that avenue, that transparency where we can come together and we can share information, just helps to provide a little bit of calm during, this time where, things are quickly evolving, and we can just, put people at ease to let them know that we are working for you.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Debbie and Brittany, for joining us today from the health department. I'm sure we'll be seeing you guys again soon, possibly next week. But thank you guys so much for talking to us, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Yes, you too. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much, Zach.